Hey everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Now, Chico, do I need mods for my mods? What is going on? Hold up, y'all. Let me make sure I got everything going on. Shout out to everybody. It's like being on the treadmill. The countdown is, isn't it? Shout out to my mods, y'all. Y'all, my mods are giving me a hard time today. That is okay. Listen, no, Pika. No, Pika, not finally. Don't ever. What does Sylvia say? Sylvia's like, hurry up. I'll wait, but hurry up. Shout out to everybody in the chat, y'all. Yes, Tico Tits, Tico Tits. Shout out to Tico Tits. I hope everybody's doing well. Shout out to everybody from the fires are still a thing at this point, and people are still reporting on them. So we need to make sure that we continue to bring awareness to that. But today we're not going to be talking about the fires. All right, we got so many things to cover. Let me just say this, okay? This morning I had a full agenda, and that agenda moved to now. So after Liam Payne stuff broke, which we'll bring up a little bit here, I had to kind of move up and just do things very quickly. That's what I had to do. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow. Mel, thank you for being a member for a freaking year. Shout out to you, Mel. Shout out to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, everybody. Let those notifications go out and hit that like button, please. And thank you. By the way, yeah, wait for me. I'm not late, says Sylvia. Yay! Shout out to Sylvia. Sylvia's not late. Gaslit is in the chat. Shout out to you, Pika, Dizzy, Destiny. Guys, we got a full agenda. So I may not say hello to everybody, but hello, everybody. All right. I think that should suffice at this point. We have so many things to cover. Yes, yes, yes. But today we got a lot of things to focus on specifically. So why don't we get started right now with kind of the smaller little topics, and then we'll work our way to the big ones. So let's talk about Brad Pitt real quick. So Brad Pitt apparently had to basically speak out. For those that have missed the Brad Pitt story, there was a huge Brad Pitt scandal about a French woman who was scammed, not scandal, huge Brad Pitt scam, who was scammed out of, I want to say, well over 800,000. And this was her divorce settlement, right? So she was speaking to somebody she thought was Brad Pitt, and it was a huge deal. There were a bunch of Brad Pitt terrible, let me say terrible Brad Pitt AI photos. No, baby Kate, not the real Brad Pitt. She really thought that she was talking to a Brad Pitt. She really, really thought. Now, I've shown these photos before, and y'all just laughed it up because you're like, well, like if I was her, I could probably tell. The lady is, I believe, 53. Okay. And she thought she was talking to Brad Pitt online. And during that time, she was getting a divorce, basically divorcing her husband to get with Brad Pitt. This is the AI photos. We've talked about this. We sure did. This is just some of them. Brad Pitt told her that he was fighting cancer and that he loved her, and there was a bunch of photos of Brad Pitt. All right. Now, yes, initially we thought it was fun. We made our jokes and everything, but Brad Pitt actually had to speak out against this because listen, he was not going to get caught up in the mess whatsoever. He had to give a statement about that, and it was a really horrible situation. I'll say that much. Let me see. Brad Pitt speaks out on awful love scam that cost French woman 850,000. It took advantage of a strong bond between a fan and celebrities. That is what Brad Pitt had to say. All right. Now, Brad Pitt has reacted to a viral story of a 53-year-old woman, a French woman, who was swindled out of 850,000 by someone pretending to be the actor. The story broke on Sunday on TF1, all right, which aired the testimony of Anne, a French interior decorator who described how she had been scammed by a fake Brad Pitt, with whom she thought she was having a long distance romance for a year. The hoax started when Annie, who was then married to a wealthy man described in a French media as a millionaire, Annie was married as a millionaire. Now, here's the deal, y'all. The people, she got a GoFundMe, and the people had to donate to her GoFundMe. All right. Um, that's what the people had to do, or at least have to do. Like, she's asking for GoFundMe funds for this thing that she's going through. So she gave out her 800,000, and now she's asking, she's got a GoFundMe. Her settlement of that divorce was 800,000, around that amount, and now she's lost it all. You said Fitz, Fitz, Fitz LA. You said absolutely not. Oh, and by the way, y'all, I made a huge mistake last time I was live when I was talking about the story. Shout out to Pepper. Pepper, I apologize. She was super chatting on a different GoFundMe, not on BJ's GoFundMe. So shout out to you, Pepper. I hope you accept. I am so sorry. So sorry. I made that mistake. I apologize in Discord. And I am so sorry. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you accept. I think she accepted my apology already. But love, if you're watching this, I know you watch from the bushes. Thank you again. And I apologize again. I got ahead of myself. 2 different GoFundMe's and 2 different topics at the same time. Okay. Moving on. So, girl got scammed. All right. And she's got a GoFundMe for people to help. Let me know if you're going to donate to this GoFundMe. She says, all right, let me see. The hoax started when Annie, who was married to a wealthy millionaire, she left the millionaire to be with this man, was vacationing with their children in the French Alps, downloaded Instagram to post pictures of her ski trip. The scammer first pretended to be Brad Pitt's mother and told her that her son needed someone like me. So Brad Pitt's mama messaged the lady and said, girl, you'd be perfect for my son. So she felt like, oh my God, this is Brad Pitt's mom, like that. Wow. All right. So her son told her she needed someone like me. Annie said in the TF1 show, eventually Annie began receiving AI-generated photos, passionate messages from the fake Brad Pitt, whom she said knew how to talk to women. The person pretended to be the actor ultimately claimed that he needed $1 million for a kidney treatment because he was unable to access his bank accounts due to his divorce with Angelina Jolie. All right, we talked about this, and who by the time was divorcing her husband and had received funds from the settlement and gave it all to the scammer who was flooding her with AI pics of Brad Pitt in a hospital bed. The hoax ended shortly after Pitt officiated his relationship with Inés de Ramón at the Venice Film Festival. In response to the viral piece, Pitt spokesperson said in a statement obtained by Variety, it's awful that scammers take advantage of strong bonds between fans and celebrities. There is no strong bonds between fans and celebrities. Like, why even say that? I'm just saying. This is an important reminder not to respond to unsolicited online messages, especially from actors who are not present on social media. Somebody is running that social media account for Brad Pitt. All right. Just so everybody knows. So listen, my people, my men and women, if y'all receive messages, shout out to you. VSUB says I've arrived. Shout out to you, love. Okay. If y'all receive messages from celebrities, it's probably not them. So I know Keanu Reeves was one of them. If you received, please know that it's probably not them. That's right. Be a good human and hit that like button, please. And thank you. Yeah, well, so that's what they said. It's awful. The scammers took advantage of a strong bond between that. It is important to remind, not to accept solicitations. I definitely got a couple from Michael Jackson. I have gotten a couple from, who else did I get solicitations from? Vin Diesel, the Prince of Nigeria. I've gotten a couple from the Prince of Nigeria. You got some from Kevin Costner, Ronnie? Oh my God. Hey, B. Tim. Hey, everybody. I've gotten a couple. Like, I'm just going to say, I've gotten a couple of people that I'm like, I don't think Taylor Swift is broke. Why is she asking the people over here for money? I don't get it, but I've gotten a couple. Yeah, I've gotten some from Michael Jackson. Yeah. You got some from Ariola Grande? Tico, you gonna get me demonetized. You better hit that damn like button if you're gonna be doing that shit here. yo, somebody messaged me and said you need to stop coughing on your mic. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm having a reaction. My bad. You better hit that like button, all right? Because I said that out loud, yo. Yes, you said Liam Neeson sent you one. Well, It is, Jeanette. Like, honestly, the reality is that people that fall for these scams, it is a really sad situation. And, like, I know we've been talking about it a lot because it's like, this is really bad AI because it is. But, people do fall for things like that. And we have to be very much understanding of it. So, you're right, Jeanette. It's like, I'm trying to, like, people try to tell her and she wasn't listening, to be fair. Okay. People try to tell her to be fair, but the lady wasn't listening, and I think that maybe that just speaks to her stubbornness. You know what I mean? Like she don't want to listen, and so they took advantage of her. I hope that she's able to repair and figure out her financial situation, but yeah, that's what had happened. All right, we got to talk about a whole different situation here. Now, I know the Scientology community has been talking about this as well. And I have the article, the one that gave like the whole expose about Neil Gaiman denies sexual assault allegations after multiple women come forward. Author publishes a statement after the New York Magazine investigation. I believe it was Vulture who published it, and Vulture is part of the New York Magazine, so they're in there. I cannot believe this. What I have heard, what I have heard, what I have heard. If someone needs to talk to the woman on the phone on the internet away, yo, y'all are still in that scammer story. But anyway, so the author published a statement. Okay, I have never engaged in non-consensual sexual activity with anyone ever. So Neil Gaiman, who has denied all allegations against him after multiple women, I believe it's a total of 8 women who have come forward. Okay. I have never engaged in any non consensual sexual activity with anyone ever. So, in July, a podcast investigation reported allegations by 2 women of sexual assault against Gaiman. One of the women alleged that Gaiman had performed sexual acts on her without her consent when she was 22 and working as a nanny for the author in New Zealand. Okay, Gaiman strongly denies any wrongdoing at this time, saying that all of the sexual relationships were consensual. So, I didn't want to get into too much into this article because there's been a lot of great channels out there that are really kind of looking into this a little bit more, and I need more time to look into this. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up on this. Of course, he's denying it. I have a lot of questions, like, has anything ever been reported to law enforcement? Just to understand a little bit of what happened. I know that Scientology is definitely in the mix of this. To me, this seems like another Danny Masterson situation. You know what I mean? Because you just never, I don't know. It's like that cult is just so horrible. Right, Rihanna, like Danny Masterson vibes. That's what I got. And then like more people, I just, people ignoring, covering up and not saying shit and just kind of like acting like nothing has happened. It's osaing, right? Oh man. So I bringing this up here, but I'm really going to look into this even more. But I got a couple of other things that I'm looking at right now, so I can't really jump into this right away. And I'm going to see if there's going to be other maybe potential lawsuits or any potential lawsuits that might come out at this point on this. But guys, make sure you guys support the channels that are speaking out and bringing awareness to this, because to me, I know Diddy is like the thing that everybody wants to talk about, but why don't we talk about everybody? If we want to talk about one, let's talk about all of them. All of them. You were a huge fan, and Amanda Palmer, since I was a young teen, so in shocked over this, really interested in the outcome. Me too. I know she made a statement. So I know this is going to be huge. Huge. I 1000% believe the victims. Just to point out, this type of hit piece, whether true or not, is also known as a component of vicious war-like attack of general PR and Scientology doctrine. Thank you. Shout out to Kraken. I'm glad that you said this, Kraken. I think that, it needs to be exposed, but can we expose it at the same level that we're exposing Diddy, right? Because I find it so interesting that, like, I would like to see other channels speaking on this man the way we've all talked about Diddy, just like when we were talking about Danny Masterson. Let's make sure that we all expose them all. Expose them all. You know what I mean? Expose all these perpetrators. That's how I feel. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, Mary Lee. I'll be careful. I'm not coughing as much. I'm just blowing my nose. You know what I mean? Thank you, church lady. Shout out to you. Hey, Selena fan para siempre. Welcome, welcome. All right. We have to move on to the next topic, which okay, we're doing good on time. This is perfect. Which is let's talk about the Stauffer family. How many of you guys are familiar with the Stauffer family from, the YouTube scandal? The YouTube scandal, the Stauffer family that adopted a young boy and then decided with disabilities, by the way, adopted a young boy. I believe was it from China? I can't remember where it was. And this boy had a lot of disabilities and then said, they were a YouTube vlogging family. Y'all remember the YouTube vlogging family? They're very famous. There's a lot of them, right? We've had the what is it? The other one with the cult, and Ruby Frankie. There's been so many. What is it? Family vloggers out here. Okay. Yes. They adopted it from China. They adopted a child from China. They were YouTubers, right? Family vloggers. They decided to adopt a child with special needs from China. The child didn't work out. So what they do, they went and returned the child. How's that? Let that land for a little bit, okay? They rehomed the child, kind of like how you rehome a dog, kind of like that. They decided to rehome a child. Mm-hmm. They when this was happening, their journey to adoption, right? They put this out here on YouTube. They had a whole YouTube thing, millions and millions of views, okay? This is what happened, all right? This is why you got to be careful with family vloggers. I love Baby Bunny. I could probably create a whole channel on her, but I don't want to do that because that's I want my girl to have her life. You know what I mean? So they thought it would be cute to kind of do a couple videos leading up to this adoption, right? They did, oh, we're going to fly to China and we're going to do the X, Y, and Z. And this is what we're going to do. And we can't wait. They meet the child. They do a bunch of videos with the child. You could see the child has, disabilities. There's a lot of struggles, to adapt to this environment, right? All of this only to kind of disappear for a while, do a video, and then they rehome this child. It was way too much for them to have. Yeah. So, the Stauffers family, by the way, for those, they disappeared off social media after the whole rehoming incident because they were like, no, we don't, no, because the pushback that they had, okay, was huge. There's a documentary that's been released on HBO Max that dropped today. I have not watched it yet because I've been so busy, but we have to watch it, y'all. Fluffle. My people, we got to watch it. If you're members, listen, I know we talked about the Diddy doc. I put this Diddy doc in the back burner because I'm a little Diddy'd out right now. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of Diddy stuff coming. I get it. And we've been on top of the Diddy news, but I'm a little Diddy'd out. All right. I feel like I already know Diddy's story like the back of my hand because way before years having listened to the music and immerse in the music and whatnot, I'm a little Diddy'd out for a little bit. So I'm like, maybe we'll do the Diddy document on the weekend. So for those that missed it, you didn't miss it. I only replayed it a little bit to see if it worked on Discord. So yeah, this documentary is on HBO Max. Okay, you don't trust HBO, but I know, I get you. But this one specifically is on HBO Max, and we have to talk about we got to talk about it. Okay, we do. We definitely do. You said, Kim, my mind knows exactly what you're talking about. Okay. I'm a little diddied out, so I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the Stauffers. I want to go into it. It's not from the same production company. It's not Hot Snakes. It's a whole different company that is doing this. So I am going to watch it. And I kind of want to watch it on the Discord with everybody as well. Maybe we'll play it tomorrow morning. And if you're a member, you'll be able to be there. I just have to select what time. Now that I know how to show Discord movies and stuff like that, and we can all watch it. So for those that are not familiar, there is a new doc. It's on the Stauffer family, okay? And the son Huxley, that was what they named him. They had to rehome him. I hate the word rehome, but that's the word that they use, okay? So he was adopted in 2017, and it just blew up. They've disappeared. They have never come back from hiding. The Stauffers were scared. They made their money and they were like, fuck this. We don't want this. And they couldn't deal with the hate. I mean, how dare you? You put this whole situation up on social media. It was crazy. It was crazy. All right. So heads up on that. That's what I want to talk about and let you guys know. Let me see. Let me go through my little okay. Let's talk about Liam Payne real quick. So for those that are not aware, Liam Payne, his father's being sued by the manager, not manager, Rogelio Norris. Okay. And the lawsuit in itself, I think, honestly, it's bullshit. Let me just say that much. Poorly written lawsuit with repetitive things written over and over. Okay. The declaration from Liam's dad is part of the exhibits, what was turned into the, Argentinian police. That's an important piece of information that I think. I don't know if they're going to get very far with that lawsuit as far as Rogelio Norris. To me, I think that he's an idiot. I think Rogelio Norris filing this is just speaks to how much of a trash, in my opinion, individual he is. Like, how dare you do this to someone you considered a friend, and then you want to sue his father, and then you say that whatever money you get from this lawsuit, you plan to donate to Liam's son. So, like, I don't get this, and I think it's trash. Period. Point blank. I can't understand it. So we broke that down. A lot of people reached out to me because I did tell people, especially the fans, guys, if you guys are wanting a copy of Liam Payne's lawsuit or the one that was filed by Rogelio Norris, let me know. I'll send it to you. I'm glad you guys are sending it to you. I'm glad that you guys are receiving it from me. Let me explain to you guys why. I want this to be an example of, because I noticed this specifically in the Liam Payne situation, people get very closed off about the information and where they're getting it. I'm not like that, especially if it's about bringing money to something that requires awareness. Okay. So I'm going to share that lawsuit with as many fans that want it. Yes, I did, get it from Pacer and I paid for it. I get it. But I want the truth to be told, because there's people out there that don't have copies of this lawsuit. And the thing about this is that if y'all really want justice for Liam, then you need to make sure you share as much as information as you can. We all need to be sharing it, right? And so I think it was important for me to say, hey, I'll email it to you personally. So that y'all can share it, break it down, do your TikToks, whatever the hell you want to do, bring the awareness to it. Yes, it's my dear friend lawsuit. That lawsuit is ridiculous, pathetic, and stupid, in my opinion. And a slap in the face. It is, and it was. So we'll continue to share that lawsuit. I still need to do a pre-recorded video on it because I didn't finish the other half of it. But yeah, he was my dear friend, repeated. I will say that I did learn some stuff that I did not know before that I thought was very much important. Okay. Which was Kate Cassidy. She's being mentioned, y'all. And I think, I think it's great. I think it's great that people want to hold Kate Cassidy accountable to a certain degree because, why not? Why not? She wasn't there, but I do have questions as to why a girl can get this allowance and your husband, boyfriend, somebody that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with has this addiction. And I don't know. It's just like we're missing the mark here one way or another, So, yeah, shout out to us. We'll continue to share it. All right, guys. I was trying to hurry up because I think I went through, Stauffers, Neil, Brad Pitt. All right, I think I went through most of everything that I have lined up. We're going to talk about Wendy Williams, okay? Now, let me tell you guys what is going on, and I'm not at all surprised, okay? Wendy Williams goes on The Breakfast Club, and then I believe she went somewhere else. Was it Don Lemon? I can't remember. Let me know in the chat, okay? Wendy Williams goes on the Breakfast Club and talks about how bad her situation is with her conservatorship at this point, okay? Wendy Williams, I did a video, and I put it up on the community wall, all right? 7 months ago. 7 months ago. And I told you guys in this, because I did some pretty deep research on this. 7 months ago, I told you guys that there was something really off about the attorney and the judges. These three people right here, right there, are one of them, two of them are a judge, and then you have Sabrina Morsi, who is Wendy Williams' attorney. They're all part of a committee that oversees like guardianships for adults and stuff like that. And they all kind of recycle different things. All right. So I wanted to see into this, and I was like, wait, did this happen? Did this not? They're all part of this committee, and I pulled up some paperwork on this. Okay. And so they sit there, and then what? So basically, the judge assigns cases to people in this committee, and this is how they do it. Now, typically, that's pretty normal. Like, don't get me wrong. I think that there is something normal about, like, if there's probate court, they're all in this little thing, right? But then that then allows for things to kind of just happen in this little bubble and not be expanded. There's not enough oversight over this. So if you only have like 2-3 judges that oversee these guardianship or conservatorships, they have special appointed attorneys that they appoint these cases to, right? So then for those, it's like a little bubble. Who's outside of this? So then what really, like, when I was looking at this 7 months ago, this is what really got to me about Sabrina Morsi. This situation right here. Let me show you all what I'm talking about. I'll start right here, and then we'll get into what Wendy Williams had to say.
Let's get into it.
In the last week, we've had Wendy Williams news. Wendy Williams' dream New York City penthouse sold by Guardian for a loss after former TV host deemed incapacitated. I think we need to start paying attention to the word incapacitated when it comes to these guardians. This shouldn't be any news to anybody. Sabrina Morsi is the guardian of Wendy Williams. She's taken over her finances, taken over her life. We don't know where Wendy Williams is at. This public personality that a lot of us would watch, talk a lot about these, ridiculous celebrities and really bring the tea, right? So back in February, it was reported that the New York judge that was overseeing Wendy's guardianship was previously under investigation over what was described as a concerning link between her guardianship cases.
The guardianship judges in
listen up.
New York City and campaign donations made to them by the people they later appointed to guardianship cases.
Guardians are paid by their wards, the people they take care of. In many cases, guardians can bill whatever they want, sometimes $600 to $800 an hour. The donations to the judges are not illegal. But as Kristen found out, some of those trying to reform the guardianship system in New York wonder, is it ethical?
Judge Lisa Sokoloff gave 7 guardianship appointments this year to attorney Paul Medeiros. We found he donated $1,000 to her this year.
Listen.
We brought the donation data we found to New York State Senator Brad Hoylman, the chairman of the Senate's Judiciary Committee.
You can't draw a straight line between political donations and public policy. It's never that clear whether you're in the legislative branch, the executive, or the judiciary. But I will tell you this, it is concerning.
So WABC did a 6-month investigation. Judge Lisa Sokoloff, she is a judge overseeing Wendy Williams' case. She appointed Sabrina Morsi. The news station learned that Sokoloff awarded guardianships to attorneys, law firms, and other parties who donated to her Supreme Court campaign fund between 2019 and 2022. So the judge received over $5,720 in campaign donations and granted about 62 appointments in 2022 alone, according to those records. And the news station actually pulled a lot of those records. Now, Sabrina Morsi was also appointed a case of a man. His name is Jose Verdugo.
This one, listen to this.
Jose Verdugo dreams of being a professional chef. For now, he tests his recipes every night, making dinner for his children in Washington Heights after working long hours on New York City construction sites. And he recently became a certified home health aide. Why is this important? Because Jose is incapacitated, according to a Manhattan court.
You heard that correctly. They deemed Jose Verdugo incapacitated. The same verbiage, incapacitated, like Wendy Williams, as you see in many articles. Jose Verdugo is standing there cooking. That is Jose Verdugo, cooking the rice and getting certifications. I mean, can an incapacitated person achieve these kinds of things? You have to kind of wonder.
A court-appointed guardian controls his personal and financial decisions.
Nobody listens to me and they just ignore me.
The Ecuadorian immigrant who spoke in Spanish through a translator believes he is being held legally captive.
Every month they take money from me and they know that I'm fine.
What's also worth mentioning is that Jose was severely injured in 2003 in an industrial accident and later won a $5 million personal injury award. He says it came after his attorney recommended a guardianship for him in 2009. Jose and his family claim he's now fully recovered, but is still trapped.
The money that I got is getting smaller and smaller every day.
Jose's children are baffled and angry.
He's been doing everything and anything for us, his family. Cooks, cleans, goes to work, provides for the family.
Last October, Jose's daughter, Fatima, filed a petition to compel the current judge in her father's case, Carol Sharp, to hold an immediate hearing on the termination of Verdugo's guardianship. It notes he remains unjustly and indefinitely captive to a guardianship he neither needs nor wants, and that the judge's failure to act shocks the conscience. The family provided several medical evaluations to the court.
I want you guys to remember the name Judge Carol Sharp. Carol Sharp, Lisa Sokoloff, Judge Sokoloff, and of course, Sabrina Morsi. These three women are part of an initiative, and I think it's important to point that out right now. Now, let me just say this. The family is advocating for their father. Children are advocating for their father. They're saying that my dad does not need to be in this guardianship. He was initially awarded $5.5 million, and it's dwindled to $2.45 million. And a lot of that has gone to attorney fees in the 10 years. It's gone to, administrative fees, all kinds of fees, right? While this man has sat here and has these documents that prove that he is not incapacitated. Why did it take 10 years for Jose Verdugo to show and demonstrate that he did not need this kind of a guardianship or supervision with this attorney? Help me understand how this works.
All right, let me stop right here. This is the breakdown that I did 7 months ago, and it says something's off here. So now you have Wendy Williams saying, listen, there's something wrong here, and she needs #freeWendy. We do need to sound the alarm here, because how is it? Sabrina Morsi was in his case. That was his attorney. These judges right here, all right, now, let me be I'm concerned all around. It needs to be investigated, and I'm glad that Wendy Williams did the interview that she did. Let me keep playing this. If you've never seen this before, let me know in the chat.
And this is the same lady that is overseeing Wendy Williams right now.
Everything is lies, fake. And even after we show proof, the judge does not want to listen.
Attorney Mark Alante is now helping the family pro bono, but he says it's challenging because Jose's file is sealed.
Here's a Latino immigrant who's being deprived of his civil rights. Bottom line, that is a misuse of the system.
Wendy Williams files are under seal as well. Makes you wonder how many guardianship files are under seal because we can't review them. I get the fact that this is protect the information, medical information specifically, but somebody who's a public figure like Wendy Williams and somebody who is looking over other people's, interests, I honestly think that it's of the public's interest to find out and make sure that people are actually being taken care of and not being taken advantage of judicially, right? Judicially, because, people are so worried about financial abuse and elder abuse and all that other stuff. Well, how do we know that it's not applying also at the judicial level? You have to kind of wonder.
Judge Sharp's guardianship rulings have come under fire in another recent case. The I-Team reported that these women, friends of an elderly Upper West Side resident named Paulette Kohler with no living family, were denied visitation for months. The allegations that one of them, Inga Egerud, who had power of attorney, was suspected of elder financial abuse. None was ever found. The friends feel the judge has often been irrational.
All we were doing was caring about our friend. I had brought Paulette 2 bouquets of flowers when I went to visit her, and the judge was literally screaming at me, no more flowers, no more flowers.
They say their attorney asked for the hearing transcripts, but has not gotten them. After our story aired about Paulette, her friends were granted unlimited access, but the guardianship remains. She is now in hospice care. Jose Verdugo is ready for a legal battle. He and his attorneys believe it should be easier to find out how his money is being spent.
Let's get him out of guardianship, and let's see the extent to which this guardianship has eroded or hemorrhaged his assets.
A spokesman for the courts told us Judge Sharp's priority is protecting those in guardianships. She has now scheduled a hearing for tomorrow morning on the termination of Jose's guardianship. He says he'll be there in person, hoping his voice will finally be heard. From Washington Heights, Sarah Wallace, News 4 New York.
All right. So that was back in November of 2022, right? Immediately when Judge Carol Sharp found out that there's an investigation going on, as there should be of every judge, especially in the probate courts, especially in the guardianship and GALs, guardian ad litem, there should be more investigation in this. As soon as she found out about this investigation, immediately she wants to set a hearing. Let's investigate her finances. What happened to this money? There needs to be somebody in forensics that can look into that, because what it's giving, it's giving these attorneys are paying themselves very highly to have stayed in this man's case for 10 years. Just imagine what they're going to do to Wendy. January of 2021, there was this New York Women's Bar Association newsletter. It sounds like Sabrina is the treasurer of this committee, right? And I want to read to you a little bit of what this committee oversees as well, this initiative specifically. And it involves Judge Lisa Sokoloff and Judge Carol Sharp.
Let me read this part right here. December 8th, 2020, the New York Women's Bar Association launched the new Guardianship Diversity Initiative. The idea for this groundbreaking new program came from Honorable Lisa Sokoloff, the same judge that was being investigated about 6 months or 7 months for taking the money, and then appointing more cases to certain attorneys, those that donated. So she started this initiative called the GID, the Guardianship Diversity Initiative. Okay. Judge Sokoloff recognized the need to diversify the pool of attorneys eligible for court appointments as court evaluators, attorneys for allegedly incapacitated persons. Allegedly incapacitated persons. There's that word again. There's that allegedly incapacitated person.
Is incapacitated, according to a Manhattan court.
And guardians in the Article 81 guardianships. The GID includes a mentoring component to pair attorneys new to the practice with experienced volunteers. The NYWBA thanks to New York County guardianship judges, the Honorable Tanisha James, Honorable Mary Rosado, and Honorable Carol Sharp, Honorable Lisa Sokoloff, and then there's Honorable Carol Sharp. So they like to thank the New York County guardianship judges, all these judges, and Honorable Lisa Sokoloff for sharing their insight at a hugely successful launch event. To learn more about how you can participate in the GID or obtain access to a recording of the launch event, contact our Elder Law and Disabilities Co-Committee chairs. Who's in the Co-Committee chair? Lisette Ferreira, Antonia Martinez, and Sabrina Morsi. So Sabrina is in the chair of the GID as well.
So Lisa Sokoloff started this groundbreaking guardianship diversity initiative. Lisa Sokoloff and Judge Carol Sharp were part of this event where they shared some of the experiences, right? The chair of this initiative is Sabrina Morsi. And she's the one that's appointed on Wendy Williams' case, right? And then, of course, then you have Jose Verdugo's case. This man was basically incarcerated in this guardianship for 10 years while these specific judges oversaw that case. No, there's nothing like crazy about that. I did a video early on this topic because I thought it was important.
All right, let me stop right there. Y'all can watch that video. It's in the community wall. In the community wall, okay? But I want to talk about Wendy Williams, right? Because Wendy Williams came forward and did an interview. Now, I'm not going to play this whole thing because of copyright and whatnot, but I'm going to play it to parts so you guys can hear.
A little bit. When you saw the documentary,
so you guys can hear what's going on with Wendy, okay? And Wendy, that is her attorney, Sabrina Morsi. All right, listen to what was said. In her visitation with her family, with her father, she wanted to go to a party, to see her father, or not her father, I'm sorry. I think was it her uncle or her father? I can't remember. But to see a relative, let me say that much, okay? And this is part of that. Just like the lady in that video that I did, okay? The lady was denied flowers. She can't bring flowers for her friend who's in the guardianship or conservatorship. The judge is yelling at her, don't bring flowers. That's what I showed earlier. This is how they work. Okay. So they could, if you're under this, you could be denied anything. Hell, Britney Spears was denied, she had to freaking wear a birth control because that's how it was. It was so restricted for her. What though, T-Maker, thank you for saying this. They drain your assets. What happened to the guy that I was just talking about in that video? He had, over 5 million, and then this whole conservatorship drained his assets. The man is working. He's supervising. He's got a certificate, and he's been deemed incapacitated over a work injury. Huh? I don't know many incapacitated that can look after other people as a supervisor or that can do training and have a certificate in the field. There's something fucked up about this because Sabrina Morsi should have been like, you know what? He's doing well. He's got a certificate. He's cooking. He's cleaning. He's got adult children in his life. He has a support system. Let me get my lawyer ass out of this case so that he can be on his own. That's best interest. But these people are not there for that. I'm sorry. It just doesn't seem that way.
Her son.
Please say this louder. If Bruce Willis can be home with his family without a conservator, so can Wendy. Why is Wendy Williams being targeted? And you don't have the likes of Bruce Willis, who has literally. You mean to tell me that people aren't concerned about his finances? He's doing fine, but Wendy Williams is a concern? Huh? Interesting. Cats have been sold. They had to get rid of her cats. She can't have her cats. So they're first of all, she can't have contact with their family. She can't have communication with their family. People have to watch her. Right now she's risking a lot by going on media and talking about this. They got rid of her cats, y'all. Yes, they sold her cats.
Saying, and she told me that look, I no longer have my cats. Anyway, look, listen.
They're setting her up to die. That's the problem, y'all. That's what they're doing. They're setting her up. What can she do? She's got no money. She said, I got $15. The queen of television of all of this, okay? literally has $15 to her name right now. They sold her cats. This shit is sad to me. Like, sad to see this. Diddy, those judges, everybody, because they've been investigated before. Guys, there's something really off about that committee. And I said it 7 months ago. I said there's something going on because they refer cases to each other. The judge, and maybe that's the thing, because I've been in court and I know how that kind of works, where you had a set of like certain lawyers, right, that are there. But the way that this is working out should not be it. And there needs to be an independent investigation on all these judges and attorneys. That this woman could sit there while this man is able to get legal training, work training and supervise and cook. He is not incapacitated. And if he's incapacitated, then we got that definition all the way fucked up, because it's not making sense whatsoever. After this, y'all do realize that when I did that video 7 months ago, I said Wendy Williams will never be seen again, because it's been rare that we've been able to see her. Will we be seeing her after her speaking out? Like, that's the thing, is that they could move you around, they could do all kinds of shit to you, because that's her guardian. I don't understand how this is allowed, and there's no oversight in the concealed documents, y'all. Like, this is happening, and she's not the only person, by the way. There are a lot of people that are currently in the situation that she is in. This is why I said there's got to be some oversight. When I saw that shit in the paperwork and the committee, and they're all together and they all, rub each other's backs, I said that shit got to be called out. And that was 7 months ago. And look where we're at right now. She's risking a lot by speaking incapacitated about anybody that can recognize a Chanel bag. But it speaks to the fact that this woman is like, I don't know how they're measuring this. If Bruce Willis is not in a conservatorship, why is Wendy Williams in one? I want to know. Can somebody answer that? Let me know. Sylvia, thank you for the $9.99. Rabbit what is sad, Rabbit? I was adopted. I have no family. If something were to happen to me, government would take over everything that I own or work for. Guardianship is possibility. Have trust fund. My goodness, Sylvia. Sylvia, thank you for the $9.99. But there's like, I would imagine, Sylvia, there being a lot of individuals like yourself in such situations. If you have no family, what would happen? They would take your assets. That's what they would, right? So I think it's important, like, to fix that. If you got somebody, whether it's a friend or somebody that you've been close to figure that out, because government don't care. They just don't, appoint a person, right? Period. Because everybody can take advantage of you. Absolutely. Sylvia, thank you so much for the $9.99. But this is the reality of a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, there are people out there, and there are people currently in this little network of guardianship and conservatorships. Okay. There's a lot of them that aren't Wendy Williams, that are like that guy right there that I just showed you, who's very well able to work, had a work injury. And then this happened to him where he's stuck in there for many years, and nobody can take him out. Not even his own children, not even his own family, right? Yes, I set up a trust fund to my friends' kids to make sure that multiple people get something. Oh my God, Sylvia, you are too sweet. Attorneys make contribution to judges. Isn't that what I just showed? Now, typically, like, things like that are supposed to be recorded, and you're supposed to list them up. Just like I showed that video that I did the little breakdown of that, right? If you're going to be working with a judge as an attorney, right, and he or she is appointing cases to you, why would you accept any type of contributions? You should not. You should not be. Because to me, that sounds like, this lawyer, I'm a judge, this lawyer gave me $16,000 or $60,000 for contributions for political whatever, and therefore I'm going to assign him 20 guardianship cases for the year of 2025. This shit don't make no fucking sense. This needs to be brought down to it just needs to be a system, which is what I meant to show when I did this video. All right, I suggest you guys watch The Breakfast Club. I didn't show you guys a full interview, but watch it. Hear what Wendy Williams has to say. She did an interview with Don Lemon as well. Check that one out too. So, but the main thing and I want to show you guys is that this is important. We got to hashtag free Wendy Williams. If you guys are out there, share this video, share that video that I did. And it's literally 14 minutes. I believe it was shared by Keemstar. He shared that video, and I was shared it all over Twitter, because I think it's a really good way to just kind of break it down. It's very short and it gets to the point of the issue and the problem. Sabrina Morrissey, these judges, and all these people in the committee, there's something like, lady, you were appointed to a lot of cases. How long did you stay there? There needs to be an independent audit of all those. Rabbit, check what her lawyer just told TMZ. Did she respond to TMZ? Okay, no, she didn't. Okay, hold up. This lady. What'd she say? Hold up. Oh, get the hell out of here. Wendy Williams' attorney says she has good and bad days. Don't let the Breakfast Club talk fool you. Are you trying to gaslight the internet? Even if the lady has, let me just say this, even if the lady has dementia, why does she need to be in a conservatorship? Go put Bruce Willis on one too. You're kidding me, right? What are we doing? Literally, this is what she said. Don't let the Breakfast Club talk fool you. Oh my God. They need to investigate this lady. I'm sorry. My blood is boiling. Wendy Williams has got good and some bad days when it comes to her health, but people should not assume she's totally fine just because she's doing interviews. So says her lawyer. We spoke with Roberta Kaplan, Wendy's attorney, who tells us Wendy is still dealing with frontal lobe dementia, a neurological disease with no cure. Roberta says that's why an NY state court found her unable to make legal and financial decisions on her own. And due to the degenerative nature of the disease, she will require care for the remainder of her life. That said, Wendy isn't enduring 365 days of failing health each year. Roberta says some days are good, and she has a lot of clarity, which is why she sounded so normal and lucid when she called into the Breakfast Club Thursday morning. The ICYMI, Wendy, went on the show to vent about her life, saying that she felt like she was in a prison and called her life fucked up. The people have questions. Girl, we have good days and bad days, don't we? The people have questions. I have questions about this. Yeah, so because she has dementia, she can't go outside. She can't see her family. She can't go buy a fucking hairbrush or get some eyelashes. People can't go with her. Like, I guess I'm confused. Wendy also blasted Sabrina Morrissey, her conservator, during the call. Kaplan is only representing Wendy in her lawsuit against A&E for producing the documentary Where is Wendy Williams? So why are you speaking? Why are you speaking? I want to hear from Sabrina Morrissey. Why are you speaking? Sit down. Why are you speaking? Williams made several other claims too, alleging that she can't receive phone calls from loved ones, and her only consistent interaction with people are her nurse maids give her pills. Wendy's niece, Alex, claimed that her aunt is not actually impaired and wants her fans to get hashtag free Wendy trending. That's what we're about to do, right? But Kaplan says otherwise, and she tells her fan not to let Wendy's enthusiasm fool them. Bitch, it wasn't just Wendy, it was her niece. I'm so mad. Due to a guardianship court order, Morrissey is prohibited from commenting about Wendy or her condition. I cannot. And that's it. Wow, K, oh my God. Right, Jason. That's basically it. Like, I cannot. Yeah, the attorney, and that's not even Morsi who made this comment to TMZ. So I don't know why this woman is talking. You're not her conservator. Shut up. Don't say nothing. Go eat your food. I'm sorry, y'all. That makes me so mad. Someone needs to do something about this. You know, social media is a powerful tool, so we'll keep talking about this, but I definitely wanted to let you guys know that we talked about this 7 months ago on this channel. Go check out that video. I put it in the community wall. Share it. I shared it on Twitter right now, #freeWendy. I don't know if it'll get very far, but it's a short version of what is wrong with Wendy Williams conservatorship and all the shit that's crazy in that. Let me show you guys. This is the video that I'm talking about right here. This is the one that we just saw. Okay, it's this one right here. And if y'all are on Twitter, follow me there, #freeWendy, so that it gets out there and people understand what is going on. I cannot believe it, but I am not at all surprised. These people are sharks. That's what they are. Say that they're here for the vulnerable, and you see them do something different. That's what you see them do. Guys, I'm going to let you guys go. We will be live tomorrow, hopefully. There's just so much to do, and I got a lot of work to do as well. But we'll keep putting out the news out there. We'll keep putting out the information out there. We knew that there was something up with that conservatorship. That's right. How you doing? Don't forget that. That's right. I'm glad. And I mean, she wants people to know that this what's going on is not well. And she can only speak so little. So somebody who's so incapacitated, why was she careful about the things that she was saying? She didn't even want to say the attorney's name. That's how scared she was. It don't make no sense, guys, whatsoever. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button. Shout out to everybody. Again, thank you for those that supported. Mel, again, thank you for being a member for a year. Sylvia, thank you for the $9.99. Y'all are amazing. Hit that like button. I know this was a triggering topic at the end, but we definitely need to make a call to action to a lot of this. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.